What's up, fam? So let's do some Hebrew Israelite apologetics. So my man here is saying, what is a house of bondage? So this is in reference to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Let's take a look at it. All right, so here it is in the King James Version, which is their preferred version, speaking of Hebrew Israelites. And it says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." So Hebrew Israelites like to believe that this verse is speaking prophetically of the transatlantic slave trade. I'm going to demonstrate evidence to you that that is absolutely incompatible with what the scripture is saying here. He is believing that Egypt there is speaking metaphorically of a house of bondage. Let me show you the proof. So you can see from this reference, they're trying to insinuate that Egypt means a house of bondage, or that it means something other than the actual literal place. But notice that he quotes it, or he brings it up from a lexicon, which is a Greek lexicon. Let me show you what it shows in a Hebrew lexicon, because the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, not Greek. Check it out. So here are two different Hebrew lexicons quoted directly from Egypt in Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And you can see here that it is always talking about the actual geographic location of Egypt. It is not speaking metaphorically.
All right, y'all. So you heard it for yourself. He says that Egypt is speaking about the actual landmass. It's not speaking about a metaphor. It's not speaking about Egypt as a similitude when you read Deuteronomy 28:68, where it says, "I will bring you back to Egypt again with ships." You heard it for yourself. This is what the pastor said out of his own mouth. That is not speaking about a metaphor. It is speaking about the actual landmass of Egypt. Once again, welcome to another edition of When Christians Post Scriptures and Don't Know What the Hell He Talking About. All right, y'all, let's go to the Bible. What does the Bible say? Because it's written that we should obey God rather than men. See, y'all listening to these jailhouse pastors in the Christian church, you know, and they leading you straight to hell. Y'all gonna get burnt up listening to these pastors, you see, because the brother here, he's a pastor in the military. He's trained to teach you, all people are gonna be saved. He's there to teach you that the blacks and Hispanics and Native American people are not the Israelites, according to the scriptures. You see, he's here to deceive you. That's what his job is, to deceive you. Just like all the pastors, you see, that's taking your money. So it says right here in Exodus 20, verse 2, "I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage." So right here, Messiah is telling you that I brought you out of Egypt, the landmass, but he also goes on to say, out of the house of bondage. So Egypt and bondage are synonymous. If you have a fifth grade reading level of fifth grade reading comprehension skills, you would understand that Egypt in a comma, and in the next sentence it says the house of bondage. So that means Egypt and bondage are synonymous in the scriptures. So I don't know about y'all, but if you ever catch somebody in a lie, then more than likely, anything else that they say afterwards is going to be a lie also. If you lie to me one time, I'm not going to give you a second chance. You see, where there's smoke, there's fire. So if he lied about this, then more than likely anything else is going to be deceptive. He's going to be telling you a lie.